Hello, welcome back to Jack's Lumber's YouTube channel. The plan was to cut this larch log. This is the first of a few tons of logs that I've bought, the first logs I've ever paid for. I cleared my log deck and got the larch log on, and this is the first one, was going to be a test to see how it went. But that's going to have to wait for the next video because I've just been asked to cut the oak log, which is actually on the sawmill now. And I need to get as many 100mm by 50mm pieces from it, or that's 4x2 in old money. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. So a bit more about the log. It's just under 2 meters long. It's an oak log, just under 2 meters long. The diameter at the big end is about 550mm. And at the other end, it's bigger than that because it's a crotch log, really. It's just where the log was starting to split off into two big limbs. And through the magic of YouTube, you'll be seeing that now. You can see the two new hearts of the wood that were the two limbs coming off. And then elsewhere in the log, there's some knots and a little bit of rot at the big end. But, it's not particularly straight either, but just going to see what we can do with it. The nights are drawing in a bit now, sort of middle to the end of September. So I've opened up the doors and trying to get as much light in here as possible, but it might go, so just going to get cutting and be a simpler video, hopefully no problems, and everything's going to go smoothly. Okay, I've got the generator in the background, so hopefully you can hear me. Two things I wanted to say at this halfway stage. I've been working on getting everything correct so my sawmill cuts square. So just have a little test. Everything looks pretty good. There's quite a wide pan, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So pleased with that. The next thing is I'm going to cut some 100mm slabs on this, and I'm going to leave them on the sawmill. So I'll cut a few 100mm slabs, as many as I get, maybe 3. I'm going to leave them on the sawmill, then turn all of them together. I'm going to turn them around with the log turner, and then cut 50mm. In that direction. And that's going to give me my 100 by 50mm pieces that I need, the whole reason I'm cutting the log. So that's the plan. Hopefully the daylight stays good. Got to cut that little retort out at the end. That was very awkward. Just Okay, so it's the curse of the diving bandsaw blade again, as seen in my previous videos. You may not have noticed on that last cut, just towards the end, the blade just started to drift down further into my cant. You can see that I'd already squared up the log before I'd sliced these into 100mm slabs, and so it was pretty straight anyway. And I just was taking a first cut to get a reference cut to then start doing my 50mm. And my first cut should have been pretty even the whole way along, but when we have a look at one of the pieces that come off, at one end it's very thin, and then we see it started to dive down, the blade started to dive down, and at the other end is quite thick. So I'm going to try some more water again and take another first cut, another reference cut, and we'll see what happens. I've got some other sharp blades, so if I have a problem I'll just have to sling it on a sharp blade and we'll whiz through it. Finished the log just before the light completely goes. It was not too bad in the end, just had that one issue of the blade diving down just in that one cut. But once I put the water on to flow a bit more, the blade was okay and managed to finish off. When I use Sawmill again next, I'll swap that blade out for a sharp one. That one needs to go back to the saw doctor. Got okay amount of timber out the log considering how gnarly and manky it was. A little bit of rot in some of these, a little bit of bark on some of them, and some of them are pretty nice. You could see compared to the log in my last couple of videos, which was the biggest diameter log, it was a really nice straight log I had, but it was such a pig because of its size. This log was not straight, had all sorts of lumps and bumps on it, but just because it was smaller, the sawmill could handle it so much easier and didn't have any problems with the log handling, so that was really good. Not too bad, little job, nice little quick job for a customer. And then the next video will be to cut the larch logs I mentioned earlier, and I'm quite excited about that. Thanks for watching, and watch out for the next one where I'll be cutting some larch logs that I've paid for and hopefully making something out of them. Cheers.